If 2015 is going to be the year that you go back to school, then this story is for you. Thenji takes a look at the kinds of courses you can take online and finds out whether they're worth the effort.
The demand for added skills and credibility across a range of industries is ever on the rise. Professionals young and old are constantly in pursuit of more qualifications, but face the trying task of having to balance that with work or running a business. It's no surprise that the online degree has risen to fame in recent years, but does it live up to a traditional education? With advancements in tech making teaching resources easier to disseminate and to access, universities are innovating how to move classes online without sacrificing quality or rigor. But as the process matures, not only classes, but now entire courses, certificates, diplomas, and even degrees are becoming available online. Many are associated with established institutions, but there are also newer institutions which exist solely on the internet.
I would say e-learning assists in bringing learning across different contexts and also to accommodate the mature and non-traditional student. Not everybody's got the opportunity to start studying straight after school.
A lot can be said for students and employees who are self-motivated and disciplined enough to juggle independent study with work or running a business. But there is also important learning that happens with social interactions, when students in a class debate and engage with other people's ideas. Of course, cost is a huge factor when comparing traditional education to online alternatives. Students who do not have the money to travel to Sydney or New York can now access those international institutions at a fraction of the price.
We're using both synchronous and asynchronous tools. We want to allow students to do their learning in their own time because we're all different and we have different home commitments and etc. So we would upload recorded lectures. We also use TED-Ed lessons where you take a YouTube video and you insert questions. So you make sure that the learner engages with the material.
The advantage of studying online is that you don't need to travel to the location or to the campus. You can do the work on your own time, even while you're traveling. We receive our assignment by email, and then they give us a deadline when we must submit. When it's a month and once a month, we must go to them, and then we discuss and do corrections where we wouldn't have the right answers.
The desperation to save money makes students vulnerable to scams. GetEducated.com advises students to check for accreditation and to scrutinize and ensure that the accrediting agencies are not fake. The fantastic thing about online study is that you can now access a range of skills that perhaps fell beyond the scope of a traditional academic university. Yappiechef.com, for instance, has a fantastic online cooking school. GetSmarter.co.za also serves as a portal to access a range of courses, such as web design or NGO management. The opportunities are abundant.
Yes, I think what's interesting for me is the blended approach. I'm not in favor of taking a full-time program, resident program, and now converting it to online because these are really two different things. So I enjoy using the online or the technology in a full-time program, and then to actually use the technology to link different sites of learning, workplace learning, experiential learning, learning on campus. In all different kinds of places. So I think if it enriches the learning experience, it's all about the learning, and the tools are really irrelevant.
Universities who are putting more and more courses online recognize the value of blended learning. If you have your start in one style of education, it might be worthwhile to consider the alternative as you further your skills. But you have to do the research first.